Professional Development Presentation by Sandra Twerberg for EDU 630 Liberty University, Dr. Rory Morris. As an educator, there are many things you need to do to develop yourself to become a better teacher, educator. And one of those things is possible is joining a professional educational organization. And there are several benefits from joining these types of organizations. As teachers, you can interact with like-minded people. You can build personal relationships and ideas from these other peer-created resources to access and develop in your classroom and use in your classroom to become a better educator. The professional organizations provide one of the best self-improvement avenues for all educators. A few of these professional organizations for educators are the ISTE, Computer Using Educators, NEA, and several other ones. These organizations provide the four benefits that I previously discussed. Through my experiences with a couple of these organizations, it has benefited me several times and often to be a better teacher for my students. In IST's Professional Learning Network, it's an organization that provides educators the means to plan for development, access, and use to grow in all areas of education. And as Winston Churchill said, he who fails to plan, plans to fail. So it's important that we as educators plan not only lessons for our classroom, but also plan for our personal professional development so we grow as educators. In the several different resources to use, for instance, in a blog, the 5 strategies to embed assistive learning in every classroom, we as teachers can learn different things, different technologies to use in the classroom, such as text-to-speech or highlighted text, that we can use those in our classroom to help our students to be better served and to learn in our classrooms. And with this, as it says in the title, not just for special ed, we understand that assistive technology or assistive learning can be used for all students, just not those in special ed. Also journals through research on strategies, curriculum, concepts, and many other areas. Teachers can learn different ideas, different strategies to implement into the classroom, and these can help all students, but it also benefits the teacher. The usage of scholarly journal articles in the academia is now gaining attention to cope with the ever-dynamic and evolving teaching and learning process, according to Gallo, Kankoy, and Mugat. Also, blogs, journal articles, and the conferences, as we'll discuss more later on. Teachers can expect to learn from conferences many different things. Of course, what I emphasize here is empathy, which is to relate to our students so we can understand them better and maybe understand what their situations they're facing so we can address those or help them to be a better student. All students can benefit from this conference through our teachers' learning, such as myself. Jackson 2020 says, creativity, curiosity, and compassion are the winning tools for any classroom, and I would have to agree with that. The EdTech conference encouraged collaboration and problem solving with digital breakout games. The presenter of this was Dr. Desiree Alexander. It was interesting to me because generally I'm not technologically savvy, so going to a conference or a session like this one would help me develop the tools and things that I would need to help my students be motivated or encourage them to learn due to their ability to use technology somewhat better than I can. And as I said earlier, planning, this way I can plan to use it and I would not be inept in my duties as a teacher. And Dr. Alexander says, help your students escape mundane lessons by creating free digital breakouts to use in your classroom. And the last session that I wanted to talk about was the Better Together, Building Community, Raising Student Voice One Circle at a Time. There were 4 different presenters on this: Anderson, Anton, Forbes, and Nakaski. The purpose of this session was to provide educators with tools to set norms in classrooms, develop circles, and use different types of technology to engage students. To me, this is an important thing in the classroom, to develop a standard for your students in the classroom that hopefully they can carry on into their own household, to their own peer groups, to their own communities outside of school. And this type of conference here in this session here would be very beneficial to me because I enjoy helping students become better students, but also better people outside of school. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.